November the 9th. A magpie chattered in an elm near the river, watching the sky. Blackbirds scolded. The magpie dived into a bush as the tercel peregrine flew over. Suddenly the dim day flared. He flashed across clouds like a transient beam of sunlight, and greyness faded in behind, and he was gone. All morning, birds were huddled together in fear of the hawk, but I could not find him again. If I too were afraid, I am sure I should see him more often. Fear releases power. Man might be more tolerable, less fractious and smug, if he had more to fear. I do not mean fear of the intangible, the suffocation of the introvert, but physical fear, cold, sweating fear for one's life, fear of the unseen, menacing beast, imminent, bristly, tusked and terrible, ravening for one's own hot saline blood. Halfway to the coast, lapwings went up as a hawk flew above them. They kept in small flocks, and soon there were 10 flocks in the air together, scattered across a mile of sky. Those that had been up longest flew higher and wider apart, drifting downwind in tremendous circles, half a mile across. The most recently flushed stayed lower, wheeling faster and in narrower circles, closely packed, with only small chinks of light between them. When hawks have gone from sight, you must look up into the sky. Their reflection rises in the birds that fear them. There is so much more sky than land. Under sagging, slate-grey clouds, the estuary at low tide stretched out into the gloom of the east wind. Long moors of mud shone with deep-cut silver burns. The marshes were intensely green. The feet of grazing cattle sucked and shuddered through craters of dark mud. Several peregrine kills lay on the sides of the seawall. I found the remains of a dunlin, dead no more than an hour. The blood was still wet inside it, and it smelt clean and fresh, like mown grass. The wings and the shining black legs were untouched. A pile of soft brown and white feathers lay beside them. The head and most of the body flesh had been eaten, but the white skin, pimply from careful plucking, had been left. It was still in breeding plumage, which would have made it difficult from the majority of the flock, and so more likely to be attacked by a hawk. Later, a peregrine flew low across the marsh towards the dunlin he had killed not long before. The black-headed gull rose frantically up in front of him, taken by surprise. Surely taken by surprise must originally have been a hawking term. The gull was not quite taken, however, for it strove up vertically with wildly flapping wings. The hawk glided under its breast and wrenched a few feathers away with its clutching foot before sweeping over and beyond. The gull circled high across the estuary. The hawk alighted on the seawall. I walked towards him, but he was reluctant to fly. He waited till I was within 20 yards before he went twisting and zigzagging and rolling away in a most spectacular manner, dodging and jinking across the rising tide like a huge snipe. Shaped against the white water, he glided with wings held stiffly upward from his deep chest, as though he were cast in bronze, like the winged helmet of a Viking warrior.